Hey, thanks for tuning back into the Hillbilly Fishing Channel. Hit that like and subscribe, learn a little bit about fishing, see what we do. I think I got some tips and tricks today that you're gonna like. It's gonna save you some time, it's gonna save you some money, it's gonna make your time on the water a lot more enjoyable, especially if you're fishing out of small boats like this. Let's get to it. Okay guys, so as promised, I'm going to show you some of the fishing hacks that I found this week. Now, I'm going to save the best for last, or my favorite for last. But right up front, one thing that drives me crazy about the way we fish with live bait, and then just the slime from fish. I always end up with real dirty hands. And it's just scrubbing all the time, but more than anything, I ruin a lot of shorts. A lot of nice shorts, because they're covered with just everything from blood to dirt to you name it, slime. And so a few weeks ago I was at Walmart and I ran across like the big dish towels, not your regular wash rags, but the dish towels for a couple bucks each. Found some black and gray ones. I was like, hey, that's cool, because my wife was really tired of me cutting up her good towels to use for hand towels. So a couple bucks, threw a couple in the boat, and they were officially our boat towels. Well, I was riding down the road today and I went by Dollar Tree, just swung in. You can probably hear the rain. Just out killing time, thinking of fishing hacks, ways to make my life more efficient in the boat, and ran across dish towels for $1. So, and they're actually a little bit bigger than what you get at Walmart or even the big sporting stores like Academy or wherever, where you're going to pay $7 or $8 for about the same towel. Now theirs might be safety yellow or lime green or something like that, but I prefer the black and gray because they don't look as gross when you start wiping blood and guts all over them. So go by Dollar Tree, get you a couple towels for your boat, throw them in, drape them over your legs, save those shorts from getting stained up and dirty. Hey, before we get to the end of the video, I'll tell you a little bit about our channel, in that we've got videos that we talk about boat mods, other fishing hacks, we've got fishing content, we've got kind of reviews of places we've been, so little something in there. So when you get done watching this video, check out one of the other videos if any of that interests you. So the second thing I want to tell you about, and this isn't really a hack as much as just a sweet find, is these little tackle boxes that I found at Walmart. They're less than $3. So if you've got a bunch of little small lures or hooks, sinkers, bobbers, these are going to fit perfect, and it's going to go along with my last hack that I want to show you. But this was just a pretty sweet find. Instead of paying $8, $10 for a plain old box, is the Ozark Trail, obviously from Walmart. And they work exactly the same way. I mean, they got the little compartment dividers in here, and you can kind of set them up wherever you want in each of these little grooves, so you can kind of make your compartments look however you want. That's pretty cool. One thing that really sold me on it is I was playing with it in the store. A couple of my other tackle boxes, when you put it in, the plastic doesn't slide all the way down, and my hooks end up sliding over, and now I've just got a big wad of hooks. Well, I'll tell you what, let me show you. So here's my tackle box that I primarily use, and this is going to be important later. But if you look down there, you can see just a little sliver of daylight, and that's why all those hooks are wadded up. I had this thing when I first got it set up all nice and neat. I had my different size hooks everywhere, and after I carried it down to the boat ramp, just jiggling a little bit, I opened it up and I had two big wads of hooks, and that was really frustrating. So now I kind of just started keeping them in these little boxes, and that's not necessarily inconvenient, but it's not really the way I wanted to do it either. So this little $2.90 Walmart box appears to be pretty good. Now, so that's kind of hack number 2. It's topic number 2. Go get you one of those. The third hack we've been working with this week is more related to bungee straps and these old orange life jackets, just the old generics. Let me tell you why that's important. Floor space, as we talk about just about in every video, is really at a premium. We don't fish for 10 hours wearing our big life jackets, and I'm not going to spend $95 on the little neck inflatable ones. You know, they inflate when they hit water, because 9 times out of 10 we're less than 4 feet of water. And yes, I know you can drown in just like 6 inches of water, but I feel pretty confident that if I ever did fall out of this boat for whatever reason, maybe Chris leaned too far one way or the other, that I'd probably just stand up. Not to mention, not only am I good at fishing, I swim like a fish. But in all seriousness, Now you can buy these just generic life jackets at Walmart for like $7 and some change or whatever, but you know, like our life jackets when we were keeping them in the floor are big, like vest jackets actually. They were always just in the way, like we're kicking them around, and like I said, I'm just trying to get more efficient. I'm trying to get stuff away from my feet and make it a little bit more pleasurable to fish. So I got these life jackets and I ran the cord, or I guess the safety belt, through our Millennium seat there, and then I just got a couple of bungee straps for like $1 and bungeed them up and around the top, and they're actually just hooked into their stuff. So number one, we want to stay legal on the water, so we've got our life jackets there. But number two, it's pretty quick too. In the event that we should need them, it's a quick clip, and my partner can throw it to me down in the water, and I can put it on and then just stand up. So that's hack number 3, kind of, and 4. Bungee straps, and get you some generic life jackets. If you don't have a fear but you're trying to stay legal, you can strap them to the back of your seat, and they're still readily accessible. Now some people is going to say, well, what if you fall out of the boat? How are you going to get it? The same way that bass fishermen take theirs off when they stand up to fish on their, how are they going to get theirs? So I don't want to hear that mess. Now our next hack is related to our electronics here. Now we talked about it in our other videos. We got a Lowrance hook reveal 9 triple shot, and we've got this the transducers down here, but it's on this bracket where we can take it and move it. We got multiple boats. We got one in Tennessee, and we never know which boat we're going to be fishing in, so we don't want to run it through the boat and hide our wire, because then it's a pain to get back out. So we keep it where we can move it around. But we had a big wad of wires, and Pilo's idea, which was a great idea, we just didn't have the material, was, hey, what if we found a big jar, like a peanut butter jar or something, put it in there and drill holes out the end, kind of like we've done here. Well, this is actually a Country Time lemonade, like the powder, and I just peeled the label off because until they send me a sponsorship check, I'm not going to advertise them. Lowrance didn't either, but it was a cool sticker. So anyways, I put all my extra cable in here, and now I can just pull that out as I need to adjust it, the length. If I decide to run my fish finder, and that's what we're going to do, we're going to put another ball mount back here, so when I'm fishing by myself, I'm not having to read all the way to the front of the boat. But now I got something to be able to keep my cords nice out of the way, keeping it organized the way we like it. Now I've got another tip for you. This isn't a hack as much as it's just a tip, and please ignore my boat. I have fished for the last 4 days in a row. It's pretty dirty, and it would have been 5 days in a row if the rain hadn't been here. However, let's get back on topic. I have learned that no matter what, you can never have too many of these on your boat. We started off by putting just a couple, and then we upgraded to having one on each corner of our boat for tying off anchors or whatever. But that works great when you got 2 people with you. But if you're by yourself, you got to get all the way to the front of the boat. And these boats are sturdy, so it's not that big of a deal. By the time I throw my cooler, my tackle box, whatever else I may have in there, I'm stepping over stuff, and it's just kind of inconvenient. These things are $2 at Walmart. I'm about to mount one here in the middle of the boat on each side, and we're going to do it on both boats. So it'll give us 3 down each side. When I'm by myself, I can tie off to the back corner and right here without ever getting out of my seat. Additionally, as we're traveling down the road, you know, sometimes this boat or this boat goes all the way from right here in Western Kentucky down to Chattanooga, or maybe even further in the future, and you kind of just need some points to be able to tie stuff off to keep your load secure, from bungee straps or ratchet straps, pull straps, or whatever. So it'll just give us another point to connect to, whether we're tying off or anchoring or whatever. So that's a tip. You can never have too many of these on your 2-man plastic bass boat. Okay, now here's the final fishing hack, and it's probably been the best one because it's so stupid simple, and it has made my life so much easier when you're fishing in the boat. Now understand, this hack is going to really be determined by what kind of fishing you do. If you're bass fishing, you're constantly changing your lures and you're needing to access 5 or 6 different of these little tackle box, this may not be the best hack for you. But you could maybe load up your favorite, 7, 8, 10 lures in there, and it could make it a little more efficient. But for the way we fish, most of the time, we just need some bobbers, sinkers, and hooks readily accessible, because, we're constantly breaking off, we're fishing with lightweight line, or catfish breaks us off, or whatever. But we're constantly in our little toolbox just for hooks, bobbers or sinkers. I'd have to be digging under the seat for my little tackle box that you see sitting right there on the corner. And then I got to fish it out of there. And did it take 10 minutes? No, but it was aggravating. About the time you'd get it put up, you'd need another hook. So how do we keep one readily accessible? There's the hint. Let me introduce to you the Tooler. My buddy, hashtag Peepaw, nicknamed that. So what does this do? It's right there. The cooler's always right in front of me, or right in front of Chris, so we can drop our fish we're catching right down in there. And I was like, perfect. Just create a little cage where we can reach down in there and we can get our tackle box. Now this one's a little shorter than the one we had before, but I've already come up with a deal for that. Let me show you. Okay, so how did I fix my problem of the tackle box not being tall enough to stick out and it was kind of a pain to grab? We just added a little spacer. That is a sponge that I kind of cut in half, and it was the perfect height to make my tackle box stick up just there. It doesn't impede the lid moving around, so I can still open it. Keeps my tackle box handy because my cooler is always right in front of me or right in front of Pelo. And now, additionally, one thing I thought of with that sponge, if I get water on like the side rails of my boats and the cup holder or whatever, I got a sponge I can soak it up, wring it out right over the side of the boat, put it back in, I'm good, and I'm able to keep my boat just a little bit cleaner. So the Tooler, I need to trademark that, patent it, whatever it is, copyright the name. Do not use that, people. I will find you. This has been my favorite. I fished with this a couple days last week, and it was instantly handy. Now we talked about, Walmart, dollar store hacks, whatever. Here's the deal. I was playing around. This is just stuff that we had laying around, and I cut, cleaned up. This was like a little paper thing that goes on a desk you set papers in. They've got those at Walmart. You can buy a 2-pack for like $4 of these, and I'm about to show you how I'm gonna throw them together on the cooler. They also got them at the Dollar Tree for $1. A little bit bigger. I think that might be just a tad bit bulky, but I bought it just to try out and see. I don't know that I'm going to use it to modify a cooler into a Tooler, but I'm going to find something to do with this boat. I'll tell you what, I'm going to hold this to the side for now. I'm just going to set it around with some of our other junk. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think I need to use this for in my boat. If you're like, well, I don't really know your fishing setup, go back and watch some of our other videos. Tell me what you think. And I might just use your idea, and I might make a video about it and give you a shout out. I'd appreciate that. Now, also something about the Tooler is it gave me a place to clip a couple things. We like to keep these little cheat sheets with us of krill limits, because sometimes we fish in Kentucky, Illinois, Tennessee, it's hard to remember everything, and some places are site specific. So like Illinois, we're going to Mermet, we need to know that these are our limits. Or if we're going to West Frankfort or Glen O. Jones or wherever, so I can clip that to here, have it handy, and I don't got to dig for my cell phone and waste 5 minutes Googling. It's right there in front of me at my knees. So the Tooler is proven to have multiple uses. So it's going to be a pretty simple install. A couple things you're going to need. We're going to need a drill, some kind of driver. I got some sheet metal screws, and they're number 8s, 1/2 inch, because we just barely need it to grab. It's not holding that much weight. Obviously we need a cooler, and we need our letter trays or whatever you choose to get to do this hack. So these are just laying here, obviously some kind of pocket knife or whatever will work. So I'm going to cut that, get these ready to go, and we're just going to simply install that. Not a big deal. No, not a lot of science to it. Let's do it. Now, these things come with little holes, and that's what I put the first 2 through. Still got a little bit of floppy, and even though it's going to be strong enough to hold that, I think I'm going to run a couple here in the bottom just to be sure.